Welcome, travelers, to the Dahlia World Garden, where epic tales spring to life. I am your caretaker, Tim Dahlia, and today we are diving into the heroics of a group of misfits from the remote town of Madet, within our fantasy world of Adrith. Whether you're a returning explorer or joining our quest for the very first time, we're thrilled to have you here. This is our maiden voyage using the pre-released Daggerheart beta rules, so expect a few surprises, and please forgive any differences from the core rule set. A special shout out to Goss for stepping up as our GM for the first time. She's already weaving her magic behind the screen, and we can't wait to see where she leads us. If our adventure sparks your imagination, smash that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss an episode. All our social links live in the description below. Most importantly, be kind to yourself and to each other. After all, every hero needs a little kindness in their journey. Grab your dice and steady your courage. It's time for Making It and Made It.
Hello, everybody. I'm Cindy, and I am your storyteller for tonight for this episode of Made It and Made It. Let's go ahead and introduce our players. Sleepy, you want to start?
Yeah, I'm Sleepy. I'll be playing Calico Bogdan, the Guitari Bard, and I just learned that I can make people fall out of the sky.
Yes, you did. Okay, how about you, Scott?
I'm Scott. I'm going to be playing Raz Tokum, and I was not the killing machine last session as I have been made out to be, which is awesome. I'm not a killer.
Except for when you are. Okay.
I have to be.
And Wim.
I'm Wim. I'm going to be playing Val. I showed that I was the killing machine that Raz was, and then proceeded to fall into a fountain, passed out. So yeah, we'll see if I wake up. You have to decide.
And Duke, who plays Gabriel, could unfortunately not make it tonight, so we are holding a place for him. He is with us in spirit.
That's right.
Okay, so you guys just finished a wild fight. And I have the wrong screen open in Roll20. There we go. So you've just finished a fight. You've got the blacksmith, his apprentice, and 3 archers who are all kind of looking around like, are we done? Is that it? Is that everything? And it doesn't appear that there are any more bandits to worry about. There are, and I have removed them so that we can see each other, but there are a large number of bodies laying around kind of all over the caravansary, but in particular in this courtyard where the fountain is. Also, Val seems to have landed in the partially frozen fountain, and he's very wet and it's cold. So, what do y'all do?
I feel like a fountain. This is in character. I feel like a fountain in this like frozen climate is an interesting choice.
Yeah, I think I'm going to walk over there and try to get him out.
He is very floppy and very unconscious.
All right. So, yeah. I go over and I ask Gabriel to help me lift him out of the fountain and try to get him somewhere warm so that we can warm him up.
I think somewhere warm to like rest would be a great idea.
I concur.
That sounds like a really good idea, especially since Gabriel looks pretty much the worse for wear too. He's not looking so hot. So, but he does go over and help pull Val out of the fountain. And about that time, the Galapa mayor from the town kind of pokes his head around the corner and of the building near the archway at the back and just, is it over?
Yes,
I hope
we have gloriously slain all of the enemies, and you people will be safe from now on. You should remember our names. I'm
That's
Calico
right.
Bogdan. They're not important.
But you're all injured. Come sit. Let's tend to your injuries. And he kind of beckons you back toward the room where you left Val originally with him.
Remembering that Gabriel is hurt, I ask one of our helpers to help me carry Val.
I'm gonna help Gabriel.
Okay, the blacksmith steps up and just like heaves Val over her shoulder, like, like a sack of potatoes.
Sack of potatoes.
Yeah. And the archers come down from the wall and are, offering what help they can too, because I think everybody's at least a little bit ouch.
Yeah. And my armor is just in shreds.
Same. Yeah, I could definitely deal with a very long rest.
Yeah, I think it's time for that. You guys really haven't had a chance to do that yet, or recently anyway.
Yeah.
So you all move back to that room. The archers head back to town to carry the news of the victory. But the blacksmith, her apprentice, and I can't remember.
I don't remember either.
I think it was him. Yeah, I can't remember. I need to take better notes. This is a thing to learn. Anyway, so you all head back to the building where you had left Val originally.
Okay. And I just kind of I ask, hey, do you have any food or anything? I need to like mend my stuff, but I need a break.
Of course. The Galapa looks at the blacksmith, and the blacksmith gestures to his apprentice, who goes, "Right, I'll go. I'll be right back." And the apprentice takes off at a run to go back to town and bring something hot. It's probably going to be more of that stew, because they've been kind of keeping that going to keep everybody going. In the meantime, you guys can all do your long rest upkeep. And Gabriel kind of sags against a wall and has a seat and passes right out.
Before we do our rest, I want to use... There's not a name for it, but I have an ability that can give an ally an additional downtime move. Who would be the most useful? Like, who would need that the most?
The only thing I'll still have missing is one armor slot is used. So I'm otherwise good.
How about you, Raz?
I'm sorry, I was trying to remember the rules for the long rest. What did you say?
I have an ability that'll give one ally an extra downtime action.
Mm-hmm. I think I'm fine. Because mainly it's just mainly my hit points and my stress and armor. That's mainly it for me.
That's like 3 things for your 2
Right,
abilities, so you could probably use it then.
Yeah, I guess I can. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so that gives you an additional D4 to deal with. So you can do it. Right. And actually, on your character sheet, upper right corner, there's a downtime button.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
And that'll give you the rules.
That's what I was looking for.
And they updated it to where you can now just push a button and it should do it.
Yeah, it's actually pretty useful.
Well, it says short rest. Do I go further down?
Yeah, so the
Yes.
first option is short rest, and the second option is long rest.
Right.
So, click on downtime. It originally says short rest. Oh, okay, I see. And then...
And does anybody have a project that they've been working on or want to start working on?
No, but I am gonna swap my Book of Vagris for inspirational words.
Okay.
And Words of Discord for teleport.
Okay. And I am trying to remember doing that during downtime does not cost hope. Is that correct, Tim? Oh, stress, not hope. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, because now I can do some healing. Both stress and hit points, or I can give someone a hope.
Probably at some point when Val wakes up, I'll want to cast Riftwalker somewhere so I can place a mark on the ground somewhere so we can come back to here easily.
Okay. As everybody's resting, you do wake up, and you can do your upkeep and all of that too while you've been asleep. Because with the long rest, this is an 8-hour situation.
Right.
Yeah, most of it was stress, so I think it's just sleeping and just kind of clearing the mind a little bit.
Right.
A little bit more forced than might have wanted to, but
Yeah.
Mine was mostly armor, so I spent most of my time doing that.
Yeah, so I put repair all armor and I said tend all wounds. Those are the only 2 it gave me, and I went to reset short list of long rest features. And then I hit confirm, and it seemed to not do anything.
Yeah, it did my hit points, but not my armor slots. So I just had to manually do my own.
Okay, so I'm doing that, and then you said you're giving me 1, so that still allows me to do another thing, right? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. That also allows me to switch out my domain effects and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Or is that one of
Correct.
the... Okay.
Correct.
Yeah, I'm swapping that blink out for the Riftwalker.
Okay.
And if anybody wants to help me put down the thing, then I could get, because it's still a spell roll to make sure that it works. So if anybody wants to give me a advantage on the roll by helping me out drawing this rune on the wall.
Now, how would I help? Because I have no hope. That sounds terrible.
Context important.
Yeah.
You could do the prepare action that I think gives you hope.
It does give one hope, but then he'd have to use one of his other actions to do that.
Yeah.
I could also do it without advantage, but
I would like to give you an advantage. I'm just not seeing where to do that. Okay, so I can't, unfortunately, because I have no hope.
okay.
If it doesn't cost
do
an
it.
action, I could do that.
Yeah, this is just like a more of a using general time in between here, not an actual action
Oh, yeah, I
of the
can.
thing.
I will help you and give you a hope.
Okay.
Or spend a hope to give you advantage.
An advantage is a d6, right?
I believe so.
Or the button on the demiplane roller.
Oh, yep. I see it. I got 2 3s, so that's a crit.
Very nice.
So there's a very well-drawn rune on the wall,
Nice.
which I think was, I don't know if in Calico added some flair to it, probably is where the crit comes from.
Right.
Yep.
Okay, so that rune, as soon as you complete it and infuse it with your energy, flares to life and kind of glows with a almost holographic image or appearance for a moment before it kind of like fades into the wall. And it's not that it's gone, it's just that it no longer needs to display itself. Okay, does anybody else have things that they want to do?
I want to carve the Galapa.
A little figurine of the Galapa, the
Yeah.
mare. Okay, so the Galapa has been very sort of nervous around all of you, but it's kind of muted as though he's trying very hard to control it. But he's also been very concerned about making sure that everybody's, bandaged up and taken care of. And, he made sure that you guys got sufficient stew. So he's been very hospitable, just a little bit skittish. And, considering what the town has been through. The blacksmith, on the other hand, has been very like a solid rock. You know, very, very, let's get it done. And also very grateful to the lot of you, which the Galapa, of course, the mayor has been as well. But now, it's coming up on morning, and it's time for you guys to decide your next moves.
So guys, what was that commotion yesterday, I guess? Was that the same group we initially fought? Was that a whole, like, is this a very prone to ambush area?
Oh no, those were all part of the road blockers, Pinky Firehand's road blockers. I can't believe they're gone. It's amazing. We can't thank you enough. They've been here for weeks, and we hadn't been able to get any word out otherwise.
Was that all of them? Do you think there's more? I know I saw a lot of people that were dead when I showed up, but
I think you've probably got everyone who's going to return. I believe those were the scouting groups that you ran into, or that went the other direction, went to the west before you all showed up.
it's at least something. I hate to leave y'all in this state, but we do still have our own thing going on that we might have to get back to.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, you know about the reason we're out here and everything? Yeah.
Yeah, we should probably try to find those supplies.
Yeah.
We have to get this back.
Well, as long as there's a cart and something to pull it, I can get it back.
Can I get you guys to roll me a... I need an instinct.
21 with fear.
Yeah.
And no more fear for you to gain.
That's only because it's full.
20 with hope.
Wow, okay. Take the hope.
13 with hope.
Also take the hope. You all notice a packet of parchment sticking out of Gabriel's pouch. Like it's like he stuffed it in there in haste, and it's hanging out because, you know, there was a lot going on.
Right.
I'm going to ask for it. I'm not even going to pretend I didn't see it.
And he starts as though suddenly remembering that it was there, like he didn't even, and hands it over, says, yeah, I found that in the supplies. Actually, the supplies are in that building over there, just to our south.
I read them.
What you have in your hand, which is quite clearly a letter that had been sealed, and, well, the seal just isn't sticking anymore. It's a letter from the magic department head of Chasm, addressed to Philora Hallex, who is the director of the chairperson of the council back in Madet. And it effectively states that a number of the symptoms that the flora and fauna are displaying around Madet, the weird creatures, are reminiscent, though slightly different, but reminiscent of a scandal that took place a couple hundred years ago, and they had to dig it out of the files in the archives in the magic department. But there was a professor at the time who was engaged in unauthorized and unethical experimentation. It was in an effort to improve livestock viability and production, but it went off the rails a long way, and it was summarily shut down. The professor that was involved was sacked, and the whole project completely scrapped. It was also placed, like all the files and notes and everything were placed away in archives for, taboo subjects, not to be revisited or continued. But the speculation in the letter suggests that someone is doing something they shouldn't be doing, and it's a question whether this is an offshoot of that existing experimentation, or if this is someone who has had a parallel indication. They are going to do some further digging to see if they can find a list of people that had been involved, because obviously the professor had interns and assistants and that kind of thing in their laboratory. So they're looking to see what they can find out, but that's what they've got so far.
We need to keep this letter and get it back to the chairwoman as soon as possible. I read it aloud before I even read it. I just grab it and start reading it aloud.
That's good. Great. Adding on to everything. Well, with this thing, we can go back to Madet, and then we can get people at least halfway. I mean, if it's something like this, I'm sure they'll want to get people that are a little bit more qualified.
Yeah, do we want to even worry about the supplies, or do we want to focus on getting back?
Well, if we get back, I can open the rift. We can push the supplies through that, and then
That sounds good.
Well, if you can place your rift here, I can get us back there right now.
that's that little drawing that we did. That's the rune for it. So
Okay.
It might not have been the best location,
right,
but you can.
I can teleport us right now.
Then I guess we go.
Well, if you
Okay.
don't want to teleport, I'll stay here, and when you open the rift, I'll bring it through.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, because I can bring myself and up to 6 people with me.
Well,
Okay.
should I go with you guys just in case, or should I just stay here and wait for the rift to open?
I think you should come with just in case shit's gone to hell while we've been gone.
I think that's a better idea. We'll do that.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't like the idea of leaving it fully alone. I know we've been good to them, but I also I don't trust that people aren't going to come and just attack this place again. So,
Yeah.
Gabriel, are you okay with just watching it for a bit? It shouldn't take long.
Yeah, Gabriel has no problem with that. He agrees to stay.
All right.
Especially since he's still looking kind of the worse for wear. He doesn't really seem to have recovered as well as the rest of you.
Yep. Well, let's go for it.
All right.
And then I'd also like to help you if there's a role involved for this.
Okay.
For mine, you get a D8.
I'm gonna target the space outside of my caravan or outside of my wagon because I'm going to assume that's a place that would be considered I know very well.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, so I get a +5 on top of my +3, and then I also get advantage because Val is helping.
Yeah, and it's a D8 for me because I'm helping you with the spellcasting roll.
I didn't get any D8 though. I got a pretty pink one. Okay. So 9, 18, 24. I needed a 16.
Perfect. So your teleportation circle fires off perfectly. It feels really good. And you all find yourselves standing in Madet outside of Calico's wagon.
Holy shit, that worked. I did it.
Okay. Well, get to the Hall of Expertise, I guess.
At a quick glance, looking around, do we see anything like else that may have invaded the town or anything like that? Just a quick glance to see, like, is everything okay? Like, not everything in disarray.
Actually, there are some people standing around, and they are kind of eyeballing you, but everybody looks pretty frazzled. Like, they're looking rough.
Okay.
And they look pretty startled at your appearance, almost as if they're like, "Oh my God, now what?" You know.
Right.
If there's if some of them recognize you guys as you show up because you're familiar faces, and they seem to relax at that point. But things are looking. I mean, people look a little haggard. They're looking frazzled. There is some damage to buildings in the area. Primarily the ones that are kind of on the edges of town, which you can only, from your particular perspective, you can only see a few of them. And it's not serious damage, but it's definitely damage that was not there when you left.
I just
Does
kind
my
of,
wagon look disturbed or damaged?
yeah. That was going to be my question.
Does not. The buildings to the northeast of your wagon look damaged. Your wagon a little disturbed, as though it got bumped by something large, but not actually damaged, just kind of like not in the ruts that it was in when you left. It's not like a huge move. It's maybe only a couple of inches, but it's obvious because of the snow.
Calico looks panicked and says, "I have to go check something," and runs inside the cabin or the wagon to make sure that my signed copy of Sailor Tiff's Complete Works is still there.
It is still there. There are a few things that were like hanging above the living space that kind of have been knocked to the floor, but your precious signed copy has not been disturbed. It remains enshrined in its place.
As he goes in to look for his signed copy, I ask a passerby, I'm like, what the hell happened here?
Oh, the creatures have been coming out of the forest nonstop. And I mean, even the fish have flown out of the river, and they attacked some of the watchmen. I don't know. I've just been trying to stay in the chapel as much as possible.
When was the last attack?
Just this morning.
Just this morning.
Well,
Who
with
have
haste, then.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Val just mumbled to themselves with haste then, of much like I guess we gotta probably figure this things out soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have come back out. I literally just went in, made sure it was there, and came back out. Yeah, we need to go to the Hall of Expertise like now.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. In the Hall of Expertise, there's a lot of people that are still there who had been sheltering from the storm originally, but have not moved back home as expected. And you guys have been gone for a few days, so it's I think it was about 3 days. So it's odd that no one seems to have moved home. And there's a lot of activity. People running around with, sheets of paperwork, carrying orders. The watchmen look particularly tense as you pass by. And in fact, there are watchmen stationed outside the Hall of Expertise, which is not a usual watch station. And Raz and Val would know that, certainly.
Yeah, I walked right past them and, demanding to see Flora.
One of the watchmen, when he recognizes the group of you, takes off running. And this is one that was kind of moving around inside the Hall of Expertise. So nobody tries to stop you. You guys are just waved right on through. Go, 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 go. By the time you reach the council chamber, the doors are open. The person who took off, the watchman who took off, is standing outside the room, but recovering, panting from having taken off from running. And everybody looks up expectantly as soon as you appear in the doorway. Like the guardsmen outside don't even stop you, don't do anything. They're standing there holding the door open for you.
We come from the caravansary, and I have this for Flora, and I walk forward and hand it to her.
Flora's eyebrows rise, and then she takes the letter and looks over it. She lifts another eyebrow at the fact that the seal has been popped, but also doesn't look like upset about that, just surprised.
When she raises her eyebrow, I'm like, we took it from bandits, so...
Bandits? There were bandits in the caravansary.
They had fully taken over.
A lot of them.
We do have access to the supplies, but in a magic way, so we'll handle that after this, but please read.
Of course, yes. As she shakes her head and reads the letter, and her expression just goes grimmer the longer she's reading. When she's done, she looks up, motions for the doors to be closed, which happens immediately, and then sets the letter down and outlines the contents for everybody in the room. There are 2 people missing, for 2 seats empty at this moment. But otherwise, it looks like it's the full council. And so when she's done outlining the situation, she adds, "This explains the information we received from Chasm during that transmission." Well, at least partially. We did receive a transmission while you were all gone, but the interference is still very strong, so we only received a partial message. It does support the information that's in this, though. So we are potentially in greater danger than we realized. Also, while the group of you have been gone, more people have fallen to the mysterious disease that has cropped up. So the doctor is very busy in the infirmary right now.
And I hear that the last attack was just this morning.
We have had at least one attack a day since you left. The attacks are growing more intense as well, with more creatures moving in at a time.
Have you sent anyone out?
We have had all we can do to protect Madet and our food sources. There's not been a great deal of progress as far as investigation is concerned. We were waiting for those samples to be, the results from those samples to be returned. I assume some of them at least are in the supplies that you have recovered. And that's more of a question.
Yeah, in a sense, they're still at the caravanserai, but we have a way to open a portal between it so we can kind of go back and forth. And then you can send a bunch of people that are probably more capable than us to go there and go all the way to Chasm and help solve things.
Gabriel is guarding the material currently.
Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. All right. Delphin, if you would be so kind as to take this, add it to our record, and she hands the letter over. And in Ferris, with just the worst case of resting bitch face you've ever seen, nods and accepts the letter. Let's see, I am trying to locate the person I need. Oh, I meant for her next orders.
And just so that you know, I can't seem to access my token.
Oh, that's interesting. I mean,
Raz token.
Oh, there we go.
Raz, you finally showed up.
Sorry for the delay.
There it is. Okay, and she turns to the grasshopper fairy standing at her side and says, Trevin, if you would be so kind as to put together another expedition to Chasm with all the new samples that we've taken as well. We'll get them out when Val opens this portal he's speaking of.
Yeah.
She kind of looks at you. She's really puzzled about that because so far as she knows, you're a watchman with a halberd.
Yeah, and Val has also come back wearing completely different clothes, has a staff instead of a halberd. It's a lot of explaining that we should probably do later. Because once we open the rift and we send other people through, we'll have lots of time to talk, and I have to do a lot of reports.
It sounds like you have a great deal of paperwork to do.
Yeah.
I'm not sure you're going to have the opportunity to do it immediately, but let's get the supplies handled first. Because now we have to figure out who could possibly be doing this. According to this letter, someone is actually behind this. So we're going to have to find that out, and I believe I would like to task your group with it, because we simply do not have the manpower to defend Madet and also handle this investigation internally. And perhaps it's best we don't. I can't believe that there's someone here in Madet that would be doing this. And she kind of glances around like, does anybody else have any ideas? And there's a range of expressions. I need an instinct roll from all of you.
23 with fear.
22 with fear.
Damn. 10 with hope.
Our rogue is
Okay.
not roguing.
Rogue is
No.
not roguing.
No, he's yeah. Raz, you don't necessarily notice anything, but so Val and yes, make sure you take your hope. Val and Calico, you notice there we go. The Simia Council member a few seats down. He's the one that dropped out of the ceiling on you when you first came. He's known as Elgor. He's known as kind of a jackanapes. He likes to play that particular prank especially, but pranks in general. He's looking uncharacteristically grim right now. And while this is a grim situation, he's known for making an effort to lighten things up. So it's a little odd to see that particular expression on him. But also, I need to bring this person up. There is a Qatari council member. Wow, my brain is not braining today. The council member named Celeste. She's the director of archaeology. She's been pretty stressed out by a lot of her miners and excavators going down with the illness. And she's also wearing an uncharacteristically blank expression, as though something's off with her. She's usually very engaged and very let's get it done, and she's got nothing to say apparently. When the silence ends, it's Philora who breaks it, and she says, all right, well, obviously everyone here needs to be interested in evaluating the members of your departments. I don't want this getting out broadly, but you may disclose it to your closest assistant to assist in the discovery of who this might be. Would Calico and Val and Raz, would you be willing to take on the investigation?
Yes. Before we leave here, there's something I want to do that might be complicated.
Okay. Well, when you say yes, she looks a little bit relieved, but also she's still very tense.
I will accept, but I think I have proven, if the people that I'm with would kind of back me up, I have done everything that I can for Madet, and I would like for me to, if it's possible, to be pardoned. I don't want to leave or Madet or anything. I've basically made my home here, but I think I've put myself in enough harm's way to prove that I've done my time.
Val.
I would very much agree. It's one of the first things of paperwork I'd probably file that I assume I'm not getting the chance to. I think Raz has done plenty. I don't think pardoning them is going to cause them to like run away or anything. I think Raz will probably stay here. I mean, after we come back from whatever journey. I would be fully behind him on that.
And I turn to Val and I say, thank you.
I would like to do some bard shit to back him up.
Okay. Barred away.
Okay, so I want to make a presence roll to persuade them by telling them all of the shit glorifying and not painting a picture of this vicious murderer. But I want to spend a hope to use Teller of Tales, Spinner of Yarns, my experience, for the +3. And then I also want to spend a hope to use Heart of a Poet when speaking to a person you're trying to impress, persuade, or offend. You can spend a hope to add a D4 to the action roll against them. So I want to actively try to persuade them that this is the best course of action for Raz.
And I am willing to back him up. So I'm willing to spend a hope.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess there's no point in me also helping in that sense, but...
I mean, you've already given testimony, so there's that.
I feel like that's what all the different carved wood figures of just a bunch of people. He's fully reenacting it with those.
I see that.
16, 17, 18, 19. That's a 20 with beer.
Okay, so Flora definitely looks persuaded, but also cautious, and that might have a lot to do with, the whole general situation. But she also, being the council chair, is aware of the circumstances under which Raz was tried and convicted and sentenced and all of that. So she's obviously weighing all of that for a moment. And she says, that is not an unreasonable request. It will have to wait until all of the reports have been filed, and I will have to send a petition to Chasm. But
I understand that.
Well, provided that all of the reports back up Calico's glowing endorsement, I am also willing to send that petition to Chasm on your behalf. So I will send that, and then it will be up to Chasm to deliberate, but I think those reports will probably be assistive to your case.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, so she nods, and I thank you for your contribution to this particular situation. It's unprecedented, and we still need to get to the bottom of it.
Well, if I didn't believe in this town, I definitely wouldn't have done it.
And she looks a little surprised, but also pleasantly so. Like, she's pretty pleased with that, and says, I thank you for that as well. And there's kind of a reaction among the council members, and I need another instinct roll from all of you.
Let's see if the rogue can rogue.
20 with fear.
Keep getting cocked dice. This dice tower is a little small.
Dude, I'm just
Gotta
not
honor
seeing
the cock.
8 with hope. There
Okay,
is
take
that.
your hope.
13 with fear.
Okay, everybody else is rolling with fear still. Okay. Val, you notice two faces who don't look very pleased by that exchange. There is a fungal woman a few seats down from Flora who is known, her name is Malaya, and she's known to be pretty neutral about everything. She doesn't make waves anywhere. She's almost a fly on the wall all the time. But now she, for just a brief moment, wears an expression of, it's almost a snarl. Very brief moment, it's there and it's gone, and you almost want to ask yourself if you really saw that, because that's really out of character for her. Additionally, I need her. There it is. Faun, opposite the fungal woman, Adelia is the director of agriculture, and she frowns. I mean, she's generally a pretty nice person, but she frowns this time. It's not like Malaya, what Malaya's response was. It's more of a frown of concern. And it you know, it's more normal. It's there and kind of slowly fades as the conversation moves on.
Does Val know what Raz did? Like, is this a thing of they might just not like pardoning somebody of who's committed these crimes, or is it a thing of like it might be something a little against Raz specifically?
In the case of Adelia, it's more along the lines of not wanting to, or being concerned about pardoning someone who did what he did. Yes, also, by the way, Val definitely has access to his records and knows exactly what the conviction was. In the case of Malaya, though, it looked personal almost, which seems odd because she is the director of husbandry. She has no reason to be, like, personally offended by that. And also, she has no real contact or interaction with Raz. So you guys are usually within town, and you're not usually in the outskirts when you patrol.
Good.
Unfortunately, Calico, you were so involved in your performance that you really didn't notice any of this.
That checks out.
It's
Okay, I'm about to put on another one.
Since
Oh,
I
boy.
kind of heard all of this, like I'm possibly going to be pardoned, I could see me just looking down, you know, doing this with my hands, kind of happy.
A lot of
that I'm
relief.
probably, yeah.
Okay.
So that
Yeah.
track.
Okay, and now Calico, I'm going to go ahead and say now's your time to shine if you got something you want to do.
All right, I'm going to do something they're probably not going to like. I'm going to open a telepathic link with Raz and say, watch all of their faces, new plan. And then I would like to make a presence roll to attempt to offend everyone in the room by accusing the council of being involved. Someone on the council, not
Ooh.
targeting anyone, but I want to accuse someone on the council of being involved because I'm in a room full of scientists of great minds with access to gas.
Mm.
And I would like to spend a hope for nowhere to call home because I don't have any ties to these people. And then I would also like to spend another hope for Heart of a Poet again.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm basically gonna like start by like praising them. I'm in a room full of great minds, scientists who obviously have the means to be able to do something about this or to have done this. I mean, anyone in this room could have done this.
Right.
It's almost as if this specific town being isolated as a science experiment was the perfect place for someone to come and get a seat on the board to lay out their dastardly plans. And I'm going to make my roll now.
And as I get the link and I hear to watch the faces, I want to. Is there any way that I could spend a hope or use that life to look for liars or body language to see if I catch anything like that? So, what would I be like an instinct adding like +3 to it?
Let's see. You're wanting to use that life?
Yes, because now it's like in prison, people are going to lie to you, but you have to watch body language, see their faces. Now that I'm actively looking for something.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and grant that because it does make sense. And all of his life, he's had to be aware of other people's reactions to him.
Right.
So that's fair. And
spend a hope. There we go.
And yes, it would be an instinct with the +3.
Gotcha.
Oh, that looks like a really good roll.
I critted.
Nice.
I'd like to follow it up with an instinct roll to also be watching their faces, looking for someone who like more than offended, but like looks personally attacked.
Okay.
I'm out of hope.
I got 23 crit. I got 2 9s.
Okay.
I think Val is just full white, full like, what the fuck are you doing? Because they didn't get any premise of this, so they don't even looking around. They're just like, what the fuck?
My thought was like, maybe Val will catch on, but probably not.
No.
No, Val is staring at you in horror, apparently.
My instinct to notice is a 17.
Okay. And you were specifically looking for someone who looks personally attacked.
Someone who's like the equivalent of.
Okay. So a ripple of offended expressions and reactions run across the council. However, Elgar looks entertained, and Malaya, who Raz, you hadn't noticed before, she is back to her customary blank expression with just a small frown line. Celeste kind of looks around really fast, like she's doing this, like she's trying to also take advantage of this situation to eyeball expressions. And I'm also going to say that the two missing people are Gefrith. No, not Gefrith, excuse me. Gefrith, actually. She looks utterly, personally offended. Now, she is a Ribbit who is the director of engineering, and she just looks, how dare you accuse anyone on this council, you absolute pleb.
I'm going to give a big, low, sweeping bow and say, I appreciate your candor, and then spin on my heel and walk out.
Okay.
As he spins and goes to walk out, I basically tell him what I saw,
Okay.
and try to compare that with what he saw.
Okay. Let me finish that thought, by the way, before I run off. It was Baron Blackfur is one of the missing ones, and he's the ranger. He's the director of fisheries. He's not here, but he is a Faun. And then Gillen, the director of the militia, is the other one. He is the Galapa that with wings. He is also missing, probably for obvious reasons, but either way, he's the other one that was missing at the time. Okay, yeah. So, you turned around and followed him out, Raz?
Yeah, I just kind of shifty-eyed look, and I say thank you to Flora, and I take a quick glance at Val, and I start walking out too.
Okay, Val?
I think Val takes a second to be like, I'll go get those supplies ready. I was going to go to the surplus and supply and open it there, probably. Good. Then, like, there's like a salute and bow at the same time. There's like, good morrow. And then exits.
Oh, God, poor Val. Okay. All right, so you have completely stunned everybody on the council that was present and made your point and your dramatic exit. And Val manages to catch up.
Well, I say that as we slowly walk for Val to be able to open the portal, we converse about what me and Calico paid attention to inside the Hall of Expertise.
Okay, I guess that makes sense, but like, couldn't you have warned me or something a little bit instead of just hissing off all my superiors?
The thought process was that, like, you might have caught on. You're a pretty smart guy.
No, it was, I don't know. I was too occupied, I think.
I let Raz know because I figured he'd be good at watching faces.
And not only that, Flora's the only one that you really have to worry about. And
that's fair.
Honestly, she did not seem too upset with the whole thing because I think she may have her own suspicions as well.
Yeah. Also, what do you do to the, what's her name again? Malaya? What did you do to Malaya for her to hate you so much? When we were talking about getting pardoned, it's the first time I've ever seen her expression change, and it wasn't for the better.
I honestly and truly don't know. You know everything about my past. I haven't kept anything from you, and I'm not going to keep anything from you. And I was being honest. I have no intentions of screwing over Madet or screwing over you. You guys have had my back, so if I knew, I would definitely tell you.
Let's just leave it at that then. I don't know if you guys want to brainstorm, but I got to get this supply thing sorted, so.
Right.
Well, while you do that, why don't I go to Baylor's and rumor it up? Listen, see what people are saying, see if anybody looks out of place.
And actually, while you're doing that, do I see, like, my girl walking down the street or anything like that?
You do not, but given the situation, it's pretty likely she's been doing a lot of working.
Right.
So, and obviously people are kind of tending to stay out of the streets as much as possible. It's really only the people that have to be out that are out right now.
So I look at Val and I say, "Hey, do you mind if I go find her? Maybe she'll have some nuggets of information."
Just so you know, once I open this rift, I can't do anything really magically until or it'll close. So,
right. As soon as I get some information, I'll just come right to you.
Okay, because I think once we get the supplies out, we should just head out right away.
I agree.
I don't think there's much time, and I don't want to risk not making the rift.
I say 10 minutes.
Well, it'll take some time to get the stuff out, so you can have like an hour and just meet back here then. We'll meet at the supplies then.
Yeah, and the other thing was that they were putting together another expedition to make it to Chasm, so to go through the rift as well. So you are going to be waiting on that when you get to the supply, the quartermaster there. Okay, so let's see. We have surplus and supply is where Val and Calico?
No, Calico. Well, I said I was going to Baylor's, but I have a new plan. I'm going to find Alphon, the miner, my boyfriend.
And I'm gonna go with the 50.
I'm gonna go do our job. You guys are gonna go flirt.
Information. Right. Okay. So, Raz, you're going to Dixie's lab. And Calico, Alphonse?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to let you place yourself on the map because I have no idea where Alphonse lives. I'm pretty sure we talked about it at one point, but there's even a label. There's even a label. Okay. Let's start with Raz.
Okay, so I go up to the door and I knock on it.
Somebody opens the door. It takes a moment, and then the door is unceremoniously yanked open, and an extremely frazzled scientist sticks their head through it. What?
I just kind of go like, "Is it Dixie?"
No, it's one of her coworkers.
I'm looking for Dixie.
Oh, you're the one from the watch. Yeah. Yeah, she's here, back there, and he steps back out of the way, and he looks like he has been pulling all-nighters for a week. It's only been a few days, but looks like for a week. And so you can step through.
All right, I step through and I look at him. I say, "You all right, man?"
We just had a lot of workload because of the stuff, the things, I'm gonna go take a nap.
Okay. So I go where they pointed, and I just kind of look around.
Dixie is bent over a table. She's looking down at there's a bright light over the top where she's working, and everybody is doing basically the same thing. She has what looks like a fish ? On her table in a tray, and it's been partially dissected, and she's looking it over. Somebody off to one side has what looks like a chunk of meat, and it has that gray stuff sort of run through it as they're working, and that's kind of the same scene all over the room, There's only, 4 or 5 people currently working, but there are other tables that nobody's at the moment that have other things on them.
Well, I don't want to startle anybody, but I kind of walk in and I assume that I've either seen these people before and stuff like that. I just kind of walk in and go, "Hey, Dix."
And Dixie jerks up and looks around and, hi, Raz. And she's tired. She's just like everybody else, frazzled, and looks like she's had a heavy workload.
And I kind of walk up to her and I was like, "What in the world is going on?" Can't hear you.
Oh, we're evaluating the samples of the things. I look at this fish. It was supposed to be a trout, but it has teeth and wings. I don't understand what's going on.
Well, where did this come from?
The river.
And I hear that you guys have been attacked almost every morning.
Well, daily anyway. It's not always in the morning. It's been dangerous, and I am really glad to see you back safe. Are you okay? Did everybody come home okay?
Yeah, everybody's okay. Right now, Val is. We're getting the supplies that we need back here, but we almost didn't make it, but we made it. We're good. I'm just trying to figure out what in the world is going on. Have you figured anything out?
From what I've gathered, and she kind of like rubs her eyes and looks around a little bit, like she's trying to like get herself together. And you've never seen her like this. She is just played out. And I think someone or something is really like targeted interfering with the wildlife. But I can't figure out why they would be doing what they're doing. They're causing mutations that have no business happening together. And then there's that fungus looking whatever it is. We can't even figure out what it is exactly. Sometimes it looks like fatty tissue, but it doesn't behave like tissue. It's organic, but not organic. Nothing makes sense, and it grows far too rapidly. If growing is the right word, progresses. Almost like a disease, but not.
Does it look like it was engineered?
It almost has to have been. It doesn't really make sense for it to be engineered in this way. I can't even begin to try to fathom what the goal was here.
So I kind of lean in a little bit and I tell her, I said, it's a possibility that there may be somebody, a part of the council, who may be a part of it. Please keep that hush. Is there anyone that you think that has the capabilities of doing something like that?
So her eyes go wide and she kind of jerks a little bit, like startles, and kind of pales a little bit. And she goes,
keep it on the hush.
And she looks around and kind of sags a little bit. And
I lean in.
Do you gosh, someone who could do, why would anyone do this? I don't
I don't know
understand.
why. I don't know why someone would do it, and we're actually charged to try to get to the bottom of it. But do you know of anybody that could have the knowledge or get the knowledge to be able to do it?
Literally any of the biological department heads. I honestly, all of our directors are capable. Fisheries, agriculture, husbandry, even forestry, maybe.
Do you know where? And I forget their names at the moment, but the two that were missing at the council meeting. Do you know where these two where they are?
Well, I know. Gillen, I know he's been nonstop working with the militia, keeping the creatures out of Madet. So I don't. He's been pretty visible, but Baron. Honestly, it's a little odd that Baron wouldn't be there, but maybe not. He's the director of fisheries, and I mean he's almost always fishing anyway, but it would be odd for him to miss a meeting. And yet, and she points at the fish that she's been working on, and she said, but then this happened. So,
and not only that, now probably would not be the best time to go out fishing whenever your home is under attack.
No, certainly not. So I don't know if he needed to be checking our fish stocks, or I don't know. I've been cooped up in here for, well, basically since you left, so I don't know. But it does seem odd.
Okay. So, other than that, I see that you're working really freaking hard. Are you okay?
Mostly just tired. We've been ordered to stay here so that we don't get sick. So I have a cot that I can go get a nap in. I was just thinking I might do that. Honestly, it's all looking the same and nothing is making sense.
Well, the only bit of good news that I have is that I'm possibly going to be pardoned because of my actions here, so. And
she gets a really bright smile and she goes, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. I'm so happy to hear that. Congratulations.
And that came from Laura. She's going to actually advocate for me to Chasm.
Oh, excellent. I'm so happy for you.
So,
and she kind of like leans against the table, almost as if she was gonna sit down, except there's nothing for her to sit down on, so she just kind of leans.
Right. So I put a hand on her back, respectfully. I put a hand on her back, and I said, "Well, I'm gonna go ahead and go, but please take care of yourself." And thank you for telling me that.
You're welcome. I mean, you're obviously part of the investigation now. And she looks around again and lowers her voice. I mean, so it seems like a good idea to give you what I know. You take care too, okay? Try to be safe.
I will, and you be safe. And if you don't mind, just kind of keep an eye out. And just be careful.
I'll let you know if I see anything suspicious.
Okay. I smile and I act like I go in, but I kind of back up and I rub the top of her back. I rub the top of her back and I turn around and I start to walk off.
And her cheeks are looking a little pink even as you walk away. You catch it just as you go.
And just so that you know, when I go out, I say goodbye to the people and I close the door and I do a little heel click. And I go to where Val is.
Okay. Okay, so now we go to Calico.
I walk up to Alphonse's house and I give my like customary like 3 like tap, tap, tap.
And we said Alphonse is a minor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Minor, not minor.
Not minor, not
Yeah.
minor.
Yeah, like in a mom.
Yes. It happens very quickly that the door is jerked open, and Alphonse sees you. Calico, are you all right? Are you really okay? Oh my God, are you here? Am I seeing things?
Nope, I'm here. I'm all right. I've slayed the monsters. Well, the bandits. Single-handedly.
You know what? I don't even care if that's true right now. And he pulls you in for a kiss.
I kiss him and then I stand back like, but I'm here on business. Can we talk inside?
Of course. Okay, come on in.
I walk in. I have not forgotten that I owe you a movie. But things, as you obviously know, have gotten worse. And we've been put in charge of finding out what's going on.
Are you serious? They really?
I'm quite capable.
Of course you are. Okay, so what do you need from me?
Well, I was wondering if you guys had found anything strange in the mines recently.
And he kind of gets a considering look as he goes, apparently mulls it over in his head. Strange?
In any way, shape, or form. New creatures, answer rocks you're not familiar with, a secret lair.
Okay, that would be really weird, and I'm pretty sure that would have stuck out right first thing, so no secret layers.
Well, I was hoping for the answer.
No, I don't think so. I mean, they've suspended work in all of the mines where anybody's gotten sick. Pending, I guess, some kind of an investigation. I don't even know what's happening anymore. Which is why I'm still here at this time of day. But I can't say that we've necessarily had anything particularly weird that I'm aware of. Unless you count miners keeling over in the middle of a shift.
I mean, that is weird, but we already knew that was happening. Was it happening more, like in specific spots, or was it just like random mines?
Most of what I've heard about was in the mines to the west or to the east of town, mostly. But there was also 1 or 2 in the south. So southeast, maybe. I'm not sure if there's a number, if anybody's been keeping track. That's just kind of my impression.
Okay. And then, other than the attacks, has anything weird been going on in town? People acting strangely, other than getting sick, but anything stand out to you as weird?
So I have heard that there's been some council members seen leaving town, which, considering we're all basically under lockdown, more or less, seems weird to me, but I just kind of thought maybe they were out doing an investigation.
Do you happen to know which council members?
I heard about, I think it was Elgar and, what's her name? The Qatari one. She's in the archaeology department. Celeste. I'm pretty sure there were some others, but I'm not sure I got any names.
This has been extremely helpful. I brought you back a gift, and I pull out the little carved statue of the Galap. I rescued this. Well, we rescued this.
The carving or the person?
It's a carving of the person we rescued.
Ah, okay. Wow. Thank you. And he turns around and goes to a shelf where there's like dozens of these little carvings and adds it to the collection.
Unlike the others, that actually happened.
Wait, you mean the one with the faun didn't happen?
Well, some of them happened.
Right.
But this one, there's witnesses. You can ask those that went with me.
Sure. Okay. So you have to be going, don't you?
Unfortunately, I do. I have to help them get the supplies back from the caravanserai.
Wait, those supplies are coming in? We're really going to get those?
Yeah. Val is doing some thing, and they're going to be here probably today.
We were running super low on the explosives that we've been using to deepen some of the mines. That's amazing. I know, some of us can't be working right now, but it was going to be that way for a different reason, at least until all this started happening.
Yeah, we found the supplies and a way to get them back. I mean, I was able to get us back with magic instantly. That's why we're back so fast. But we're able to get the supplies probably today or tomorrow.
Calico, you don't know what that's going to mean to Madet. That's really good news, and we really need the good news right now.
I mean, they chose us for this mission for a reason.
You were available.
Well, they also had expected us to be traditionally bringing it back, and as you know, I have experience in moving caravans.
Yep, that you do. That's actually real, at least.
Everything's real if you believe.
Right, you said that before. Okay, well, at least, take care of yourself. Try and be safe.
You stay safe too. I'll be back tonight after I'm finished with what I need to do.
Okay. We'll see you then.
And then before I go check on Val, I go check in with my other partners to make sure that they're safe.
And so far, everybody is. But you also learned that around half the town is down with either superficial injuries, minor to moderate injuries, or this illness. And while the illness seems to be largely affecting archaeologists and miners, there are a few family members also involved.
Yeah, and then I head back to meet up with Val and Raz.
Okay, so Val and Raz and now Calico are at the supply depot, and outside a group of people, and it looks like it's kind of an interdisciplinary thing. Everybody looks tired, everybody looks a little frazzled, but they all also look pretty eager to be able to get going, to get to Chasm. And they're gathering outside as well, largely because there won't be room for the supplies inside and the people too. So things are pretty close to being ready for you to do this thing. However, where was I going with that? Oh, they're not quite ready yet. It's been about an hour and a half at this point, creeping up on it, and they're just waiting for a few more people and samples from the labs. At least that's what you've been advised.
Is it a thing where we should start unloading supplies real quick? Like they'll be here in like 10, 15 minutes, or is it going to be like a couple other hours?
It is more like a few more minutes. They're literally just waiting on the last couple of people.
Then I think while we're waiting on the last couple of people, I'll want to get started on moving all the supplies, because that's not going to be instant, because we got to go get the supplies, come back, bring them through. So I think we'll go over and open the rift wherever they say that they want the supplies to be.
Yeah, the quartermaster has been sort of busily directing his people to make sure that there's plenty of room and they're all ready to be running back and forth through whatever portal happens to get it done as fast as possible. So
Yep.
They're pretty well ready to go whenever you get it opened up.
As they're working, I kind of take wherever Val is, because I don't want to disturb his concentration, but I kind of wave Calico over and I tell them what I saw at the lab and what I was told by Dixie. Like nobody there knows where Gillen is, and he's the head of the fishery. And I try to make sure that nobody else outside of we three hear this.
We can talk telepathically right now.
All three of us.
Just the two of us.
Okay.
I think Val's busy and probably not. But Val will probably be like, "Oh, we'll talk about it later when we start getting going."
Okay. So at least me and Calico, I tell him what I've learned as far as the fishery and what I saw and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I catch you up on what I learned about Elgar and Celeste being seen leaving town, and that the mine to the south and to the east are where people are getting sick, and that about half the town is down with the sickness.
And not in a good way.
Where is the fishery? Is that east as well?
Partially. I mean, the river runs that direction. I think the actual nets and stuff where their fishery is more in the north and west-ish where the river is. But the free fishing areas tend to be more northeast-ish.
Okay. So once we get the supplies in, Calico, where do you think we should go next?
I think we should look for the two missing council members.
Yeah.
I got a 15 with hope for the Riftwalker, which is when he's a 15. So Portal has been opened.
Okay, so as soon as the portal opens, the quartermaster starts ordering people through, and he actually steps through to kind of get an eyeball on what the situation is over there. And they start moving pretty fast. It's a little bit surprising how quickly they're moving, but of course, this is what they do. So.
Yeah, I want to help the quartermaster with the caravaning experience. I'm used to moving a ton of cargo really fast.
And I'm just
so do you
used.
step
No, I
through?
wasn't a merchant caravan, but I still am used to packing and loading and taking off quick.
And I'm just used to picking things up and putting them down. So I
Okay.
help.
So you're both assisting with the
Yeah.
running back and forth and the direction. Okay.
Calico makes sure not to pick anything up because, I'm better than that. But I do a lot. I'm really good at the directing and guiding people on the best flow of traffic situation.
As I'm helping move, I'm also taking an assessment of what exactly is in what we have, what's visible anyways.
Okay, so a lot of what's coming through is labeled, and it's foodstuffs that Madet can't produce themselves. It's several crates are labeled medicine, which obviously were intended to assist with this mysterious disease, at least
Right.
treating symptoms and stuff. So a lot of those are labeled for that. There's a lot of standard stuff that would normally come through, but there's also a crate labeled urgent. What am I looking for? Medical samples inside. And as soon as the quartermaster sees that particular crate, he sends somebody off to the infirmary to notify the doc.
Is there any way that I could take a quick glance inside this crate?
Oh, I'm willing to spend a hope to create a diversion.
Okay, so for
And I want to use sticky fingers to to take a quick look and
see what you can see.
yeah. Now,
Okay,
what
so-
would I be rolling for that? Would it be agility or instinct? Or finesse?
That would be finesse.
It would be finesse?
Because you're trying to do this surreptitiously
Right.
with all this stuff going on. So, and also Calico assisting with the diversion.
Right. And I got a 13 with hope, but Calico helped, right? Do I roll anything for that?
You,
D6.
yeah, a D6.
A D6. 13. 19 with hope.
You successfully pry the lid up. It was one of those pressure fit crates lids, and it is hinged on one side, so it opens pretty easily, but also you successfully open it without anybody really paying any attention to you. And inside there is a rack with several glass vials, and it is packed around with soft packing material like straw or shredded cotton cloth, that kind of thing to protect them. And then there is also what looks like a smaller box envelope kind of thing. It's sort of hard to tell what it is underneath the straw. That looks like it's got some kind of probably paperwork. You know, it's one of those disc fasteners with the string that wraps around it. But without digging in there, it's sort of hard to tell exactly what it is.
How well distracted is everybody?
Calico, what is your distraction?
While I'm guiding traffic, I'm gonna step back into somebody carrying crates and knock them over and kind of make a show of trying to help and just being like a clumsy ass trying to help them pick this back up, but being more in the way.
Okay. So most people are definitely staring at Calico and watching this Qatari bard make a mess of shit.
And as quickly as I can, I go for the thing and I unroll it really quick and take a quick glance.
Okay, it is definitely a sheaf of paperwork. At your quick glance, and of course you can only really see kind of the tops of the papers without pulling them out completely. It looks like test results, and there's a lot of chemical, scientific gobbledygook involved in the report. But one thing that you do catch from it is that it looks... there's a heading that says, I have to make this sufficiently scientific sounding. Give me a moment. It is hypothesized that the mutations are artificially induced. And that's in the kind of summary paragraph of the top page.
Okay. And within that quick glance, is there any information on the possibility of how it was induced?
Not in the quick glance that you're able to take. There are no real conclusions in that top paragraph.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the scientific gobbledygook with numbers and things in it doesn't really make any sense to you, so.
Okay. I immediately roll the paper back up and put it exactly where I found it. And since this is the scientific stuff, I'm pretty sure it's going to be heading to Dixie anyways. So I'm not actually going to steal anything, and I put stuff back on top, and I tell Calico, okay, I'm good.
And I immediately clean my act up and just help this guy back up.
And I tell him what I heard too, what I read.
And then while everything's kind of going through, can Val also passively use arcane sense, so just to sense the presence of magical people and objects when I'm close to them? So just kind of standing near the portal to make sure that it's still going and everything's going smoothly. I was just kind of magically scanning everything to see if anything's magical is being brought through.
Okay, so you're specifically focusing on the stuff that's coming through?
The stuff, yeah, not the people.
Okay. Yes. Arcane sense is what you said?
Yeah.
Is that a spell? No, it is not. Okay.
It's just a thing. So
It's just an extra sense.
Yeah.
Okay. So in that case, I need an instinct roll from you.
Yeah. 18 with hope.
So, most of what comes through is non-magical. It's pretty mundane stuff. A couple of crates that come through marked as lab supplies do have a little bit of a magical feel to them, but it's pretty low-key. It's like what you would associate with magical lab equipment or testing supplies, that kind of thing. And then when the crate came through that Raz just was digging around in, there was a somewhat stronger sense of magic, but not terribly so. Might have had something to do with the testing, might have something to do with what they included. However, it feels different to the lab equipment that came through before. It has a somewhat twisted and somehow more unhinged sense to it. Like it's not really holding itself together very well.
Interesting. I think Val will, not having seen anything that went on with what Raz and Calico did, we'll afterwards try to grab Raz and be like, hey, just so you know, I know just because Dixie's the scientist and everything, could you maybe let them know that there's seems to be a lot of magic involved with that? It seems like a little bit of a twisted thing with it. So I don't know if it's this whole thing is a magically induced issue or just but it just boosted by magic or something, but I don't know if that'll help with the research or not. So maybe get to run that down real quick.
I look at Val and I say, okay, no problem. And I kind of non-discreetly lean over and I tell him what I've done and let him know what I read.
Okay, so artificial magic created, maybe. Okay. Yeah, go.
No.
Maybe report to that. Could be helpful. I don't know. It'll take a while to get all the supplies anyway. So
Right. I think that how much longer do we have to wait for the supplies to come through? Because I think this might be something that I just may want to take over to the lab myself quickly and give them all the information that I know.
Okay.
As far as that goes.
Yeah, the remainder of the supplies are probably going to take another 15 to 30 minutes, depending on whether there are any more whoopsie-daisy trippy situations. So there's that, and the quartermaster is definitely grumbling and throwing Calico dark looks over that whole fiasco.
So I tell Val, I said, I'm just going to go ahead and walk this over, and I'm going to let them know what you told me to. And I tell Calico mentally what I'm doing as well. But I also ask Val to keep an eye out on anything else that may be that way, because if we can pass the powers that be, because we don't know necessarily who is involved, but if we can get it past them and get the information directly to us, that will just get us to our objective that much faster.
Got it. Full
I
speed.
tell the quartermaster, I'll be right back, and I start walking off with the one crate.
He starts to yell, "No, we have to inventory that before you take..."
I shut the door.
And he turns to look at Calico.
It's marked urgent. It's medical. It's medical testing. It needs to get to the lab now. You know what's going on. If I have to, I will roll to persuade him.
Actually, he just mutters a curse under his breath and goes back to directing because he doesn't want any more oopsie daisies going on.
So
Okay.
I power walk over.
Be right back. 1 second.
Okay.
So, husbandry probably involved.
Mm-hmm.
I forget most of the council positions, but I think the fisherman is either in on it or dead.
Right.
So, we'll see.
Oh, I definitely think
That's
either
fine.
Marin is one or the other, for sure.
Okay. So, Raz is on his way to the lab.
Yep.
When you get there, the door is actually being held open by someone else you recognize as one of the people that was working there.
Mhm.
It looks as though they were just getting ready to walk out the door. And then they stop when they see you coming with the crate in hand and look a little bit confused. And, oh, I thought we were supposed to come and get that.
This is too important. I need Dixie to look at this now.
Dixie. Well,
Yeah.
all right. And they step back and let you through the door.
I walk through and I walk up to Dixie and I have the crate and I make a show of it and kind of do motion for her to come over.
Right. And she frowns, looking a little bit concerned, and steps over to you.
And I tell her the contents that's in here. I even tell her about the note, but I also let her know that it is magically inclined. Val told me about that, so keep that in mind whenever you're doing your studies. And honestly, don't let everybody touch this. Just make sure that you let some people that you trust to take a look at this.
And her eyes get wide and she kind of covers her mouth for a minute. She goes, should I call the director?
No. No.
Okay. Okay. I think I know who I can ask for help with. Go ahead and put it on my table. I won't let it out of my sight.
Okay. And I set it on the table and I say, thank you for doing this for me. Again, be careful.
Okay, you too. I'll let
And
you know
I-
as soon as I know anything.
Again, I give the look. I give the look and I turn and walk off.
And I'm gonna just let you walk off. Good Lord. Okay.
That's
So-
it.
Medical testing crate delivered. Minor conspiracy for information engaged. Okay. So, the supplies have all been successfully moved to this side of the portal, and the group that's going to the caravansary to head for Chasm ultimately has begun going through. They won't take long. There's not that many of them, and they are only taking a couple of crates with them. So they are, samples and things that need further and analysis. So other than that, they're really not taking very much. Mostly it's news and questions that they're taking with them.
As they are finishing up, I do show up and I get in there. when we are in there and they're finishing up, I ask Calico and Val I tell them what I did, and I was wondering, since we're immediately going to head out, is there any way that, do you guys have any way that she can contact us to let us know of any information that she gets if we're not here to receive it?
I could do the telepathy thing. I'd have to see her to do it.
Does it work over however many distance we are?
It doesn't have a range listed. I just have to be able to see them to establish it, and it lasts until I use this spell to connect with another creature.
Yeah, that could work. We can't use it in a battle, but it's not the end of things. So,
Right.
Well, even if I use another spell, it'll stay active until I establish a link with someone else.
No, I mean, like, we can't use that telepathy in battle.
In
yeah.
battle between us, yeah.
But I think it's worth it. So, I guess I think your turn to walk across town.
I'm gonna go in and ask for Dixie, and as soon as we lock eyes, I'm gonna make the connection and explain what's going on, and then leave.
And what you get back from her is a great deal of exhaustion and confusion. And that's pretty much it. A week, oh, okay.
Muted.
I think that is an extremely good place for us to call it for the evening.
Sounds good.
That was awesome.
Because the next steps are forward moving.
Awesome. I have to say, I really do like tonight's session.
Yeah,
Yeah, tonight's session was really, really cool.
so much good shit.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was amazing.
Thank you for joining us on this chapter of Making It and Made It. Your presence and every like, comment, and share means the world to us. Keep the magic alive by diving into Seattle at Dawn, our Mage the Ascension campaign set in the misty streets of the Pacific Northwest. If you crave shadowy intrigue, uncanny odysseys, and the thrill of battling in the darkness, your next adventure awaits right there. A heartfelt shout out to Cami Hines for their stunning character art. Check out the description for links to more of their incredible work. What's coming next from us? More Making It and Made It, as our Misfits carve their legend in Adrith. A Hunter the Reckoning saga from Sleepy, stalking darker threats in Seattle Falling Tide, now streaming. And our epic, long-term Adrith campaign is currently brewing behind the scenes. Don't miss a single twist. Hit subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, like this video to show your support. And before you go, let us know in the comments, which Made It Misfit do you like the most? What theories do you have for who's behind the Made It mystery? And who is your favorite member of the Council of Expertise? We read every comment and cannot wait to feature your theories and questions in our next episode. Until next time, stay curious, stay courageous, and keep tending the seeds of story in the Dahlia World Garden. See you soon.